can we grade this 9-3 season? Give me your grade initially, and then give me your reason for your grade. And chat, let us know your grade. They're already starting. The chat already knows how we do it. Give us, chat, your grade, and I'll throw it up on air. Give us your grade on what you guys think this season was. And I told Juju before the show, let's include spring practice through the spring portal all the way to where we are today. I think it all matters. Juju, let's go. What do you got for us, brother?
Man, I went back and forth with this. I think I'm at a solid C. Just a solid C for me. For off season, including spring and everything going into the season. I had said in the off season and throughout the whole season to everyone on multiple shows, including this one, if you lose more than 3 games, it's a failed season. So you went 9-3. So in my opinion, it's a success. I felt like we could have done a lot more in the off season. Those holes that we talked about, that you brought up, that you were weary of, those showed during the season. So I just felt a solid C because they did what I asked. Was it pretty? It wasn't. Like we lost every single competitive game that we had on the schedule, but context matters. You have a young coach, you have a young team, but at some point they got to get it going. But for this season and this schedule, I needed it to be 9-3, and we got there. So that's where I'm at. Solid C.
Yeah, I pulled the schedule up here so we can all take a look at these L's. But so for me, and then I see the chat. The chat's hard graders here. I mean, we got some B's here, but damn, Keegan's a C. I didn't think I'd see it. A lot of people are C. We had Dom here with the D in the house. So for me, I'm going all the way back to spring portal. I'm going all the way back to spring ball. You went into spring camp. You took on an injured quarterback, a transfer quarterback in Mikey Keene. You do the spring portal. You don't even answer a lot of questions we all knew about. We knew offensive line was questionable. We knew wide receiver was questionable. We had our concerns about the defensive line because we weren't quite sure. Cornerback, punter.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? But yeah, man, it's and then you come to the season and we look at the season and what do we look like? We talked about right in the beginning of the show, Juju. Well, guess what? Against Oklahoma, Bryce Hunter was handcuffed. Against USC, we literally got rolled. We got rolled.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State, we just were not ready for the battle. Ohio State we were not. And when we lost Marshall, we were out the game. Sure, it was a game in the first quarter, but it wasn't much of a game. The grade for me, and I'm going to be honest, even though I'm hard on this team, you guys are really hard on this team. I think it's fair to say B-. Now, I have no issue with anyone saying C, and here's why I'll give it a B-. Which was an improvement to last year, but not good enough. I mean, look, I predicted 9-3 to start the year. Everyone knows that. People got mad at me for that, but I just felt the team had its youth, and the youth showed. We saw Bryce Underwood and his youth in some of those big games. He was not ready for it. But B- isn't great either. Like, that isn't Michigan standard. We need A seasons. B+ should be a down year, Juju.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. Maybe the more I think about it, like if we look at the fucking coaching malpractices, right? And Juju, if we talk about, I know there's only so much we can talk about, but if we talk about some of the things that are going on behind the scenes, and I'm not talking about the rumors that you guys are all talking. I'm not talking about that. I'm not going to touch on that today. We're talking about practice etiquette. We're talking about culture. We're talking about deciding to discipline some and not others. Is some of the words that have been going on, or some of the thing we're talking about, overriding coaches, right? Which I don't think it's too private anymore, but it does appear that Sherrone Moore was overriding Chip Lindsey, and apparently, without going too far, but apparently there's some frustration within the building over this stuff. So, Juju, I don't know, like, obviously we got to be mindful, but anything you want to hit on regarding that shit? So, I changed my mind. We're going from a B- to a C+ because that stuff's it's actually insane. It's insane the more you hear about it, Any thoughts on any of that? I mean, obviously there's certain things we can't go deeper on, but
yeah, that's more of the reason I keep alluding back to, people have an issue with Chip Lindsey. Like, as I think I've been, I guess, the biggest stan, quote unquote, with Chip Lindsey. I think he's a good OC. I know people have different opinions. If they like a different quarterback coach, cool. But in terms of like calling plays, that's why I've been so far on this side.
Yeah. I'm at a C plus now. And then talk about next year's schedule. Listen, we have all off season to talk about next year's schedule. We know. Listen, it's a gauntlet. We're aware. We went over it Saturday. We got about like 4 tough games and maybe 5, just depending on it. But anyways, yeah, man, that's where we are. So that's the 2025 season I think could be summed up with a C grade, and we have to ask ourselves: we're now in year 2 of the Sherrone Moore era. Is that acceptable? It's not acceptable. I don't think anyone finds it acceptable. And I think it's interesting to the people who want to, I don't want to say defend Sherrone Moore, but take up a position of frustration with those who are frustrated with Sherrone Moore. There is a portion of the fan base, Juju, who believes the frustration towards Sherrone Moore is unnecessary. What is your thought to that portion of the fan base who is upset with the fan base who is upset with Sherrone Moore? What's your thoughts on that?
I would ask them to look at the last 2 seasons. Is it good enough?
Right.
When you're the head coach, you get blamed even when things aren't your fault, and you get credit even when things aren't necessarily to your credit.
Direct doing, correct.
That's just how it goes. Me personally, it's not good enough. Like, I don't want to be 8-4 and 9-3. This is a 12-team playoff now. There is no reason out of conference game, in conference game, that we should not make the playoffs. And right, wrong, or in the middle, it falls on the man at the helm. That's how I feel, and that's how I'm going to stick. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
And it needs to be better.
Especially when the man at the helm is overriding his coordinator. Especially when the man at the helm is more of a friend than a coach. And that's being very known. That's coming out more and more, especially when the man at the helm is letting certain players off with being late to meetings, Juju. Anyways, we'll move on. So, stuff like that. We got a $5 super chat here. We got Michigander. Well, due to Sherrone Moore news, who should Michigan target as a new head coach? I say go after Kalen DeBoer. Well, regarding, I guess I didn't read this chat show right now. Regarding the Sherrone Moore news, nothing's really come out, man. Like, there's no articles on Sherrone Moore. There's nothing. Like, all there is rumors from certain accounts, but there's no major media outlet carrying this. It's more or less a story that isn't getting traction, I would argue. Juju, do you think the story is getting traction, or do you think it's kind of... I guess I'm of the position where I'm not so sure I think this story dies. I don't think it impacts Sherrone to this. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe something drops tomorrow that I'm unaware of, but it appears that it's not going to cost him his job. This rumor of a story that has been circulating around. Any thoughts on that, Juju? You're aware of the situation. Or you're aware of the
I don't think
the accusations. We'll say the accusations.
I think if anything, like anything did happen, I think it's been handled. Okay. I think his coaching is going to be the only thing that gets him out of the building.